right here. Hey, it's great to see you again. Yeah, well, maybe the weather could have been a bit better. Well, could have been a lot better, but it's still really great that you're here, of course. Again, I'm sorry for picking up bad day to meet up. But I'm hoping that I've got something right here that I think will make it all worthwhile. I really hope so. Yeah, I got you a bit of a present. I got you some albums and some singles and some EPs, stuff like that. But not just any CDs, not just any CDs. They're remixes, remix albums and singles and EPs and stuff. Yeah, does that sound cool? It does. You don't have to pretend if you're not interested. You are interested? Oh, good. Oh, that's a big relief. Big relief. Yeah. Do you want me to talk a bit about them with you? I still got a bit of time if you're comfortable with that. I get that you've got a busy schedule ahead of you yourself. I understand that. I got things to do, but just if you're interested, I can talk a bit about if that's okay. Oh, yeah. I am totally cool with that. Let me just get them out of my pocket. So, got them all right here. Nice neat collection. So, let's see, what should I start with? Let's start with this one. It's an EP by 9 Inch Nails called Fixed. This is kind of like a remix EP of theirs. It's funny because they didn't really call it a remix EP. They just described it on the back as various interpretations of songs that appear in their proper form on the Broken EP. That was kind of like a heavy metal EP. Trent Reznor, 9 Inch Nails, he made this album called Pretty Hate Machine. Really awesome industrial album. It's very synth pop centric with elements of like rock and heavy metal here and there. People really loved that album, but Trent Reznor he was kind of annoyed because his record label told him to just make another album like that. So he made a heavy metal EP in secret to see who would be the true fans and who would still really like 9 Inch Nails and not be posers or something. But then he created this kind of experimental EP with all sorts of people helping out, like Coil, that's like a British experimental band. Chris Vrenna, he'd kind of work on 9 Inch Nails a bit as well. Butch Vig, J.G. Thorwell. It's got some really cool remixes on. Like Gave Up, it starts out really ambient, then kind of goes into jungle drum and bass beats with the vocals all spliced up and it's like it's glitching out. That's really cool, that one. Slamming some guitar riffs of those. Really cool, definitely recommend that. Wish, that got it's like a 3-minute 30 song that turned into a 9-minute remix. It's got 3 or 4 different restarts. And it sounds really great. If you enjoy the original, then this is a great listen. J.G. Thorwell's remix of Wish is probably one of the best tracks on here. Same with Happiness and Slavery. That's remixed by Trent Reznor and Chris Vrenna, along with some guy called PK. This is very synth kind of based remix, very kind of repetitive rhythms, but spliced over samples and kind of some distorted drum beats and stuff like that. So if the original was too heavy, then definitely listen to this one. It's very dark, uncomfortable, but still got a dance beat to it. Throw This Away it's a bit of a weird one, but quite a good song. It's part of it is very experimental, distorted wobbling bass and vocals from 2 different songs, from a song called Last and a cover of a song called Suck by Pigface. And so it's kind of like spliced them together, like gradually becoming louder with the drums, and then just kind of like a engine kind of going off, and then suddenly it's like a minute of a completely different remix, but with the same lyrics just chugging away, like a prog rock. So again, very, very experimental. There's the fifth track by J.G. Thorwell, Fist. I'm not gonna say that word, but very long, slow, and gradual build-up, but really awesome. It's another remix of Wish. Like, say, a lot of samples in it, like, getting louder and louder, more and more, then, like, it repeats, like, a loop of some guitar riffs, like, do, and then it can, like, goes faster and faster, and then it's just playing one of the riffs, like, and ends with a huge, so, like, say, really intense. I definitely recommend that. Screaming Slave, that's, it's a weird one. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. It's like a paced together different snippets and instruments, and it's probably the most experimental one there. It's not one of those things like, you know, you'd kind of bob your head along to. It's one of those kind of uncomfortable experimental listens, but it's still worth the listen at least once. Yeah, so yeah, Fixed. You can have that. Do you want me to go into more detail? Like say, I just want to triple check and make sure I'm not you know, boring you or anything like that. I'm really sorry if I am. Well, thanks. I didn't really get, like, a chance to talk about these things with anyone, really. Well, I got another one, and I hope you pardon the front cover. It's yeah, the front cover's kind of eye-catching with a nude model on it. I think it's Rob Zombie's wife, and the back of it, oh boy. There's another model on the back. I think that's also Rob Zombie's wife. I'm just gonna cover this with my hands. Yeah, so this is Rob Zombie's, like, previous band called White Zombie, and it has remixes from his album Astro Creep 2000. You know, it's like remixes of Electric Head Part 1 and 2, More Human Than Human, very synth driven remix. The Electric Head Part 2, that's got like a, how to describe it? Again, it plays around a lot with the synths, but kind of, instead of making it really heavy, it's kind of like a head nodding beat to it. Electric Head Part 1, that's like 90s rave music, headbanging, more headbanging, cool stuff. What's great about this is it incorporates, like, a lot of the guitars still, while still kind of, like, leaning towards disco, dance, electronic, trance kind of rave music, and the end result's pretty cool. You get some pretty sinister sounding ones like Grease Paint and Monkey Brains, the Sin Centers of Suburbia mix, where it kind of, like, introduces a new, like, bass line. It's quite repetitive, but still, you know, befittingly uncomfortable. Blood Milk and Sky Miss September mix, that, again, new bass line, other kind of samples from this and that, but again, it makes it sound a lot more luscious and, you know, kind of like a lot more romantic rather than spooky or headbanging. Then there's like Supercharger Heaven, the Adult Sony mix. So it's kind of like the original song, but more jungle beats and stretched out choruses and a longer outro. And you know, it's nothing too different from the album version, but still pretty cool. One of the coolest additions is I'm Your Boogeyman, the Sex and the Rocks mix. Sorry, that's title kind of makes me giggle a bit, but yeah, that's a cover. I think it's of KC and the Sunshine Band, I think. And yeah, did like a remix by the Dust Brothers, like again, like a 90s kind of disco head nodding kind of, you know, remix, and something that radios would definitely enjoy, so definitely enjoyed that. Really cool album. We got another single by Pop Will Eat Itself, Ich bin ein Ausländer. This is kind of a 4-track single. Do you want to hear more about it? I'm sorry, I'm on a bit of a roll here. I didn't mean to not ask again. Yeah, sure. So this is a remix kind of single. There is the album version here. It's called the 7-inch mix. I don't know why, but so that's like industrial rock, kind of talking about prejudice in the UK and discrimination is bad, which kind of goes without saying these days. We all know that, but it's still something they kind of wanted to bring to light, and you can't knock them for that at least. So then they got a guy called Fundamental, get it? So he did some remixes, like a 7-inch mix, 12-inch mix, and a really long, like 11-minute instrumental mix, where he kind of like turns into like a hip-hop track, and he raps the lyrics. Some slight lyrical changes here and there, but it still turns into kind of like a pretty cool hip-hop track with, his vocals, and then get the original vocals on the chorus. Ich bin ein Auslander, which is I am an outlander. Really long instrumental mix is still pretty cool, still pretty good listen, and the rest of the songs are still pretty cool as well. So I think you'll quite like that one if you enjoy 90s music. Probably the only thing here that's not 90s. I just realized, I got this promotional single of Editors, An End Has a Start. Editors are kind of like a British prog rock band, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's kind of like their thing, or maybe they're indie rock, but not much to say about this one. Jackknife Lee remix, the Whip remix, and Boom Bip remix. Jackknife Lee remix and the Whip remix of An End Has a Start. The kind of nightclubby, ravey kind of songs. One sounds a bit more in your face, the other not so much. Still, plenty of variety here. Boom Bip remix, that kind of works in a lot more synths as well, which makes it a really cool listen. It's like a 5-minute listen, that one, and I'd say that's my favorite remix. Like I say, not much else to say about it. I still would recommend it, though, if maybe any of the other songs are a bit too aggressive or can't quite get into them, then maybe this might be interesting. I got another one right here, if you're interested, of course. Again, I'm not trying to twist your arm here, it's your choice. Oh, yeah, that's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. It's a single for Biohazard, How It Is. So this is a remix single by DJ Lethal, and it's kind of a weird one. Like, there's 8 remixes. They're called the Brooklyn Bootleg versions 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and then the Lethal House of Pain mix and Lethal Instrumental. Basically, a guy from House of Pain, what was his name? I can't remember, but basically additional vocals from someone from House of Pain, and it's kind of like a mix of heavy metal, but still kind of like keeping in the vein of hip hop. This is a very hip hop oriented kind of single, this one, but it's kind of, some of the remixes retain the guitars, some don't. A lot of the mixes are just like minor variations of each other, like one, like Brooklyn Bootleg 8 is a radio-friendly remix. I believe number 2 has more guitars. The Lethal HOP mix, that's more heavily leaning into kind of the hip-hop side of things. But so if you like a bit of hip-hop rap elements mixed in with heavy metal, then maybe you might like this. It's got some bad words in, but I'm sure you're not bothered by that. Still a good listen. Still a pretty good listen. Something to get your head bobbing along, and the chorus. If you're not going to be chanting, "It's how it is," "It's how it is," if you're not chanting along with that, then I don't know what to tell you. But very catchy, really catchy song. Again, I kind of wish they did a bit more, experimented a bit more, but either way, maybe the slight variations with the remixes, maybe something might be of interest there. You're probably not going to enjoy all of them and want to listen to all of them, but there's definitely going to be a few that hopefully you'll enjoy. Again, like say, there's the instrumental version if you ever want to sing along as well. I'm not expecting you to sing along, of course. I'm just saying, you know, if that is something that you are interested in, then I understand. You know, pardon me. Let me get the other ones. Last but not least, this remix album by Rob Zombie. There's another nude lady on the front, tinted green. I believe that's Rob Zombie's wife again. Let me just cover me. Oh, she's on the back. I'll just cover those with my hands. This is American-made music to strip by. That's really rude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry if I'm making you feel uncomfortable with these. I'm not. Oh, thanks. Sorry. You know, of course, I didn't make the albums or name them out, as we know. But I'd say this is like probably my favorite remix album. No, it's not because of the cover or the back cover. It's remixes of Rob Zombie. He went solo and he made a solo album, Hellbilly Deluxe. You know, the one with Dracula. Yeah, so this is like the remix album he made, and awesome remixes by Charlie Clouser, Nine Inch Nails fame. He like turns Dracula into like a really hardcore, heavy kind of electronica track, almost drum and bass beats at times. Living Dead Girl, subliminal seduction mix. Much heavier, more sinister sounding industrial track there. And same with Super Beast, Girl on a Motorcycle mix. Again, like new drums and kind of more distorted guitars, like much like head-hitting, head-banging kind of stuff with some well-timed pauses and robotic vocals at one point as well, which is cool. Then some other like really cool remixes like Spook Show Baby, Black Leather Catsuit Mix, that's also ruined, I am so sorry. By Rammstein, and you know the guys who made Du Hast, and yeah, they pretty much just made like Du Hast Part 2 with their remix of Spook Show Baby. Very industrial, you know, chunky guitars and rhythms. There's How to Make a Monster, which again, that sounds like a nightclub kind of synthy music. Great listen though, much better than the original album version. They kind of give the same treatment to the Ballad of Resurrection Joe, Ilsa She-Wolf of Hollywood mix. Again, it's more synths to kind of make it sound even more sinister and dirty, and you know, like kind of like you'd expect from an 80s video nasty kind of movie. There's also, you know, again, lots of cool remixes. All of them are like vastly different in various ways, and they all bring out something really cool to the table. I absolutely recommend this any day of the week. So yeah, they're all yours to borrow for as long as you want. I hope I didn't ramble too long, but I really enjoyed speaking with you though. Did you feel comfortable? I hope. I really hope that I've not made you feel uncomfortable. Right. Thanks. Really happy to hear that. And, you know, like I said last time, just borrow them for as long as you want. Borrow whatever you'd like, for as long as you want. I'm okay with anything. I really hope you enjoy them. I really hope that there's going to be some cool songs in there that you're definitely going to dig. Well, I don't want to keep you waiting forever, of course, and hopefully this rain will die down. I don't think it's going to die down anytime soon, it seems, but like I say, borrow the albums for as long as you want. You can keep them for as long as you want. I don't mind. Anything for a buddy. Anyway, so, I guess I'll see you another time then, huh? Please stay safe and drop me a message anytime. If you want to meet, or talk, or anything like that, just let me know anytime. Okay, well, I guess I'll have to make my way home. It's a good thing I get a little hood for, well, it's just for my mouth. But anyway, I'll see you around, huh? Yeah, I'll see you around. Stay safe now. Dun, 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 dun.